Katie from Mamalog. I'm here to talk about week 8/9 of Elimination Communication. Most big poos are on the potty, which I'm really pleased about, and I really think the reason for that is because my confidence is growing. So I'm taking the potty everywhere. So I think he's trusting me more to do it, and also I'm offering it more. So he's in that position more, and then he just goes when he's in that position rather than laying down. So places I've done it recently that I'm proud of is his hospital discharge appointment. So before the nurse weighed him and did his length and everything, I was like, oh, if we're going to strip him off, I'll just put him on the potty first. He did a big wee. It was easier for her to weigh him without the fear of being, squirted in the face with his wee. And the other place, I was inside a cafe. So I've never done that before. I've done it in a cafe when we were sat outside, but I was inside and I did it. And it was a little bit awkward. Hey baby. So I put the newborn on the potty in the cafe and it would have all been fine. No one noticed. His little hands were playing with the table. It was really cute until I realised I'd forgotten the wipes. So I'm one of those shit mums who forgets wipes everywhere I go. So that was a bit awkward. My eldest son used to unlatch when he was feeding, and I knew when he unlatched he would poo or wee or he'd do something, but he'd stop, and it's sort of happening a little bit at this age for the newborn, except it's a bit more difficult to judge because his feeding isn't quite so good, so he's on and off the boob all the time. So although he does unlatch to go, he unlatches all the time anyway, so it's difficult to know which one is when he needs a poo. But that's a really good sign, I think, for a lot of newborns, maybe around this age, is they don't want to be feeding as they're going for a poo. The other day I actually forgot the potty and I felt awful because I was thinking he doesn't want to go in his nappy. Although next time what I do, if I just remembered one of their potties, is put the newborn on the big boy's potty, just hold him over it, because if we're outside the wee's just going to go over it, doesn't matter, because we've got a travel potty, the carry potty, and the poo will just go down if I'm holding him and it will be fine. So that's what I do, because earlier we were in this room and I didn't have any of his potties and we just had this a small toilet, giant potty, small toilet, and I just held him over that and he did it in there. So that was me being resourceful. Remember I said I would put a little bag inside the potty, and that's how I deal with pottying him outside when there wasn't a toilet nearby. That was terrible advice. My new advice, and what I do anyway, is when I potty him outside and there's no toilet, I empty it into a public bin, because I think people chuck coffees in there they haven't finished, or they put cups of water or whatever that they haven't finished, and it all just goes in the bag and they lift it up and it's out. So I don't think it's a problem by emptying there. My only problem that I made, or mistake I made, is that I emptied it in there and I dropped the potty into the public bin. So I had to reach my hand into quite an empty public bin all the way down to lift the potty back out, because I wasn't leaving it there. I need that potty. 8-9 weeks, his bladder is starting to get bigger, and what that means is that he can go longer without having a wee. So I've noticed sometimes he's going half an hour without having a wee. I take his nappy off, it's still dry, put him on the potty and he goes for a wee. So that's very interesting. At the beginning it was 10-15 minutes, and it's slowly getting bigger and stronger, and he's exercising that right to go when he goes in the potty rather than weeing himself all the time. He will wee himself if I don't give him the opportunity, but I have noticed that. Oh my poor little. So how interesting, that little cry was actually a sign, and I just put him on the potty and he did a wee. So he was telling me, I need a wee, mum, and I listened, and he did a wee on the potty.